beer review is back again with you guys. Got an old standard here. It's in a green bottle. We're going to debunk the idea that the green bottle is the bad way to go here, because I'm going to tell you about Carlsberg lager. Now they have it embossed around the sides of the glass bottle. Just says Carlsberg like that. Carlsberg is from Denmark, Copenhagen, Denmark. It says on the bottle, Copenhagen, 1847. I believe that's when Carlsberg Brewing started. They also say about right here, I don't know if you can see that above the crown, it says on it, by appointment to the Royal Danish Court. That's how this beer got started. A little bit of information that I could find is that on the bottle it says this is a 5% alcohol by volume beer. Beer Advocate lists it as a German Pilsner. And the information I have here on the internet says that this is owned by the Carlsberg Group. They make a lot of different beers, but we only get this Carlsberg and the Carlsberg Elephant, which is, I believe it's 7-point-something%. But this Carlsberg lager is 5%, and it's, I think I read somewhere, I don't have the stat right here in front of me, but it's the 4th largest producer of beer in the world, the Carlsberg Group, and this particular beer has a global distribution of over 140 different markets. And I know there are a lot of different countries around the world that brew Carlsberg just for their markets. Kind of like when it comes to Foster's beer. Australia brews Carlsberg. I know England brews Carlsberg. Denmark brews Carlsberg. I don't know if Canada does, since we get this one from Denmark. It's not contract brewed, this one. It is one of these 11.2, I don't know if you can see it there, 11.2 ounce rip-off bottles. Some European beers are just like that. Gonna drink this beer in my Fraunfelder beer mug Stein type glass from the old Fraunfelder brewery in and around Zurich, Switzerland, in that town of Fraunfelder. Now, I don't attribute this as a bad thing, but you can already smell this beer. Well, what do you get so far? Didn't pour the whole thing in yet. What do you get so far with the Carlsberg lager is a darker looking gold appearance. It is definitely darker than Miller High Life or Budweiser or something of the American origin. It looks very similar to Pilsner Urquell or Budvar Czechvar or Heineken. This is mostly similar to a Heineken. It goes pop, pop, fizz, fizz. And it's just a bright, white, soapy, fizzy head. With lots of active carbonation. Let's give Carlsberg a top off and a smell test. Because sometimes, unfortunately, these Euro lagers in the green bottles can have a case of the skunking. I have not experienced it a lot with Carlsberg, but let's smell it to see. And I'm not really getting a huge amount of a skunkiness. I am just getting that musty, grainy, grassy smell. I am getting a good amount of malty sweetness. And you do get that biscuity, the malty sweetness is almost biscuity in a sense. It's got a nice yeasty quality, a little tiny bit of a fruity, estery thing going on. I mean, it smells goddamn pleasant for me, at least, when it comes to a lager beer. It's got a lot of character in the nose for a run-of-the-mill kind of a lager. So, and these tend to have a little bit more of a hoppy, earthy, grassy note with the hops, unlike a lot of American-style lagers that are mass-produced. So, let's give Carlsberg beer a taste test. Prost, cheers, happy drinking. Going in. I love it. It is such a strange thing to really, really, really love, but it's good. It is got a lot of a malty, biscuity presence and an earthy, grassy, hoppy graininess, which is what I really like about Carlsberg. I'm not finding that this bottle is skunked in any way, shape, and form. Although I'm not really sure if grains and malts have anything to do with how typically similar sometimes these green bottle lagers from Europe can taste. But it's definitely got that grassy, grainy quality to it. It's got an earthy type hop that is also grassy. It's got a mild sweetness. It's got the biscuity maltiness. And I don't know, it doesn't have, this is not an adjunct brewed beer. It does not have that cooked veggie taste or rice type flavors or corny flavors. But it's a light to medium on the light side for sure beer. But it's heavier than Budweiser or something like that. Yeah, I find it to be extremely crisp, clean, and it's refreshing as all hell. I would 100%, not 100%, let me retract that, because I do like the American lager style. If it were my choice going into a beer store and I didn't know what to buy, I would always turn to Carlsberg, even over Heineken. I find Heineken has a bigger, sour, musty. Sometimes I find that Carlsberg is less times skunky than Heineken. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if they do a little bit more in trying to protect their beer or not. It could just be a psychological thing to me. But these kind of Euro lagers are probably for a 6-pack of what you get is probably no more than $7.99 to $9.99. You may end up paying $15 to $17 for a 12-pack, especially if you get beers like Carlsberg, Heineken, Peroni Nastro Azzurro is another one from Italy that's like this, owned by Heineken. Birra Moretti, Pilsner Urquell, and Budvar Czechvar, which you don't normally see in a 12-pack or even a 6-pack. I've never seen it in a 6-pack, the Budvar. You can get the cans of it. But I would love to try it. Now that I say that, I would love to try the cans of Carlsberg. I don't know that we get those in the United States of America. I know we get the 12-packs, which I've never bought, and the 6-pack, which this one came out of. I'm going to rate this the same that my Beer Advocate score is giving it, which is a 3.75 out of 5. I think it's good enough to get around an 87 out of 100. I mean, I don't know what it is. I'm just never going to start giving A-pluses left and right when it comes to light, fizzy, but still good tasting and refreshing beers like these kind of thin lagers. But this is a better one to me. It never has the adjunct flavors, even if it is a mass-produced beer made without it. And it's always crisp, clean, and refreshing. And rarely do I to notice the slimy, skunky quality to a Carlsberg. So, I'm going to tell you right now, stop fearing the green bottle. It's a total and utter falsehood that green bottles always are going to skunk. It's all about how the beer is maintained and in the shipping and, you know, getting it in the box of the 12 packs or even the 6 packs where they stay out of the light and they stay out of a constant fluctuation of temperature. Because you can even get beers skunked from cans. You can even skunk Natty Light if you bought the 12 pack or the 30 rack cold, put it into your car, and it's the middle of August on a hot day, and left it in there for 2 hours and came back and then chilled it again and then opened the beers again. It could still skunk that way, but I've never found the Carlsberg to overly be skunky in a 12 or in a 6-pack. Never found it universally skunky, but 3.75 out of 5. This is a B+, bordering that A- range. Until next time, keep tasting them great beers. Do not fear the green bottle. We will see you soon. Prost. Cheers.